So I finally finished that debate with David Wood and this Muslim guy, Daniel H. And Daniel H. asked, well, where did the stories in the Quran even come from? Like the clay bird that Jesus made, Abraham smashing idols, Cain and Abel with the raven. And David said, well, Muhammad's ear, right? And it's a great question because when I was Muslim, I thought those were the corrected versions of the Torah. Like the Quran was fixing the Bible's mistakes. But when I started reading deeper, like around the history of Arabia at the time, like Syriac Christianity or Midrash Judaism or oral Torah or rabbinic teaching stories, I realized something insane. Those stories were never in the Torah at all. They came way later. There were stories later that rabbis and monks told to illustrate the Torah. It was like parables and teaching and folklore. The Quran confuses these stories as if they were divine revelation, but they never were. Look at Genesis Rabbah. Look at the infancy gospel of Thomas. Syriac folklore. That's where they show up centuries after Jesus, but centuries before Muhammad. And here's what clicked for me. When the Quran says the Jews corrupted the Torah, it's probably talking about these oral expansions. Like the actual Torah is still preserved, like it's still intact and still testifying. So my question, and genuinely with this, is how do you wrestle with the fact that Midrash and Syriac folklore ended up in the Quran as if it was revelation if the entire early church denied it? Because if you are starting to call rabbinic parables divine scripture, that alone is enough to say this book is not from God. Like if I take my Torah here, this is the Bible, and I write something new, like I write like a Midrash story or a folklore story about Abraham smashing idols, that's going to be this book, right? But this Torah, it never changes. It doesn't change. Like this still exists all over the world that existed at the time. This is just false scripture. And how did Muhammad discern that if he didn't have access to a lot of the Torahs at the time? I don't know.